Welcome back to the video, guys. Today we're going to do another review, but this time it's going to be on the Razer Hammerhead True Wireless headphones. Now you can find these for fairly cheap. Original price was $100, but they dropped down to practically $39.99 if you look on Amazon, and I did get mine for a little bit cheaper than that. But with that being said, let's hop right into this review. All right, so let's see what comes inside the box. Now, I did use these for a little bit, of course, so I could actually do a proper test and talk to you about the actual headset. But I did kind of pack it the original way. I was being a little lazy about that. So you do have your little booklet right here, which shows you how to charge your headset, the different battery meters to let you know if your headset is charged itself. Not much else really in there. You have your little troll stickers, whatever you want to call them. I probably will put one of these on the computer. Not too sure yet. But this is the actual headset. Now, of course, I already have the headset inside the case, which we'll take a look at that. Underneath this, for those that, and this is a super important feature right here, this is actually the rubber tips that go onto the earbuds. You think AirPods would come with these regular and be cut a certain way so you could fit them over the headset and still into the case, but these actually come with the Razer headphones for those that basically are looking for a more snug fit so it won't move around too much. You have your little, I don't even know what this piece is called, to be honest with you. But there's a little spot for the case itself where you can hook this into so you can carry it that way in your wrist or your pocket or whatever. You do have your USB-C cable, of course. So it has the little tips on each side to protect it. This is something that Razer normally does with a lot of their products. And on the other side, the USB is green, actually. That's like a signature for Razer. So it doesn't signify USB 3.0 or anything like that. It's just a green USB tip. I'm sure they got better over time, but we're talking about an older headset right now, so don't expect too much on that end. Now, the actual headset itself, which is right here, let's put this stuff to the side. This is the Razer headset. So like we talked about before, this is a little loop where you can hook this up to some type of the string. You can hook it up to your belt. I wouldn't really suggest that, even though if you shake the headset, it won't pop open. But realistically, if this bumps into something and you're swinging it from your hip, it's possible the case could open and your headset could fall out. USB-C on the back, as you can see. Very simple, small case. I'm pretty sure if you frequent headphones, go to Ross, Burlington, places like that, you normally see cases similar to this where when you open them up, the headset is on each side. Now, oddly enough, before we say anything, you put the right side in over here. You put the left side over here, which is very, very weird. You would think that the right would be over here and the left would be over here for obvious reasons, but this is the design that they decided to go with. So as soon as you pop it out, how you'll know what the difference is, that it'll say a little L right there. And on the right side, it will say a R in white. Let's take a look at the headset itself. Not a bad looking headset if I say so. Initially, it looked a little cheap when I first saw them compared to so many headphones that I see, but the performance is a different story. So this is a touch headset, just so you know. It does have touch controls. We'll talk about that later in the video. If you're just looking at how this guy actually looks, it's not bad. It's aesthetically pleasing. You have the little Razer logo for those that actually care about what Razer does. I'm not one of those people. I just use the headset for more so talking, text, and music. And it does deliver on that end to a certain extent. So this is how it actually looks. Like I said, very simple setup. All you do is just pop it inside the case. It magnetically snaps right in. You have your battery meter right here. And as you saw in the instructions earlier, it goes from orange to red to let you know that the case is dying itself. So that being said, very simple headset. For the price point, like we were talking about earlier, it dropped in price. So we're doing this based on not the original price, but what it's worth right now. So let's go on and hop on to the next section. Battery life for this bad boy, we're talking about, it's not much, to be honest with you. About 15 hours. Now, I know when you hear 15 hours, that's not something that you really hear in headsets that were originally $100 anymore. It actually, let me see if I can show you on the back of the box where it actually tells you up to. And then we're going to talk about that in a moment. So let me see where it is. You go up to 15 hours, right? What's weird about this headset is that I looked everywhere, the Razer website, amongst other things, and it never told you how much charge you get out of the earbuds themselves. So what I'm going to go do is do a guess for you guys, because I did use them, and the times vary in how long they stay charged. So I would assume they get 5 hours charge every time you use it, but I got roughly 4 to 4.5 hours of charge every time I use this particular headset. Now, granted, it could have been used. It's obviously used where I purchased it. It could have been used for a while where the battery life degraded. But as I researched other places online, other people that had these headphones, they also came to the same conclusion as me. They last about 4 to 4.5 hours if you're just using it constantly. So I don't know where that 15-hour battery life comes from. I'm guessing that it was probably 5 hours is what they originally said it was going to be per charge. They put 15 on the box, which is very, very misleading in my opinion. And realistically, you're getting 12 to, what is it, 13 and a half or whatever it is, 13, 14 hours roughly. 15 is a push. Like if you're using this in a lower setting, like below 50%, then you could probably get about, that's when I got about 4 hours, 4.5 hours out of the actual headset. But when it came to louder noises and when I'm around other places, nah, I only got about the 4 hours mark. So just be aware of the fact that this is going to last about 4 hours. The case only has about 2 full charges in it. So realistically, even though it says 15, you're mostly looking at between 13 to 12 to 13.5 hours based on your actual usage. All right, so in this section, we're going to go ahead and actually try to sync this headset. Now, according to the instructions, all you have to do is pop the case open. It'll actually say power on. See if I can get you guys to hear that. There we go. Hopefully you can hear that in the video. Whoops, we can close it. There we go. Power on. Normally we open up the case, it actually puts it in sync mode. Now with a lot of Razer products, sometimes you can go to the Bluetooth settings to go ahead and sync it, but what we're going to do is go to the app and see if we can sync this headset right now. So I believe these are called the Hamnerhead X technically, or the Hamnerhead, let me see, like the regular Hamnerhead. This is the Pokemon edition. I don't think that really matters. Let's try and see if it works. Let's try the X. This definitely isn't the Hamnerhead X, but let's try it anyway. It's not syncing, unfortunately. All right, so let's go to the settings. Let's see, Bluetooth. Figure out why these don't want to sync. For whatever reason, these don't want to sync, which really is a bad sign if we're doing a video. So actually, this is like the headset right here that is finally in some type of pairing mode. It's just trying to get the name of the headset. We're just going to go ahead and wait for that. And as soon as that pops up, there we go. Razer Hamnerhead True Wireless. So here we are. So you go ahead. Like I said before, it's supposed to open up and automatically sync, but it might take a little bit of time for it to actually sync to one another, to two earbuds, before you can actually sync it into the phone itself. Do apologize, guys. I'm talking a little low. Just trying to not give myself a headache because when I talk louder, like I said, feeling underneath the weather. So it is what it is. So right here, in reality, this is the Razer headphones. So I'm going to go ahead and use the Pokemon Edition one. I can't find it. All right, so I'm going to try the other one because these are the headphones right here. It's just a matter of, this is the regular edition of those. So these aren't the Razer Head Pros. This is the X. Let's try the X. See if there's some type of app support for this thing. Doesn't look like it is. Let's try these. Are these the one? This might be it. Doesn't look like it. To be honest, these don't look anything like it, but I'm going to go ahead and try it again to see if this actually has app support. If it doesn't, oh, there you go, it does. So this was the Razer Hamnerhead ones. Even though the way they look identical to the Pokemon ones when you take them out of the case, but it is what it is. All right, so let's get started. So what we're going to go ahead and do is actually look at the app and what it supports. So it's at 100%. You have your game low latency audio, so that actually helps with syncing with footsteps and gunshots and different things if you're playing a game. If you put it outside to put it in game mode, of course, you don't have to keep it that way all the time. You have your equalizer right here, which it has 3 settings: default, enhanced bass, tremble boost. I always do enhanced bass to kind of give that oomph to the music. Again, remember guys, these are open ear headphones, so that's something to think about. All right, here you have the remap. So you have the option to change the actual buttons and what they do. So let's kind of go over them right now. So I did that again. I keep forgetting this case keeps popping open. There we go. So what happens here is if you hit, it has to reconnect now. So it is connected, as you can see in the Bluetooth up top. I'm just waiting for it to connect through the actual app itself. And yes, if you want to use these earbuds regular without going through the application, it is possible to do that. But I'm trying to actually show you guys what the app looks like, and it's taking a very long time for this to work. Finally, it registered it again. I'm not even going to mess with that. I'm just going to leave that open. All right, so if we look at the remap right here, single press, play and pause it. Double tap will skip forward to the song. Triple tap looks like it'll make the song go backwards or start the song over again, the songs. If you hold the button, remember the touch buttons are on the, see, look, it's weird. Like, why would they do that? Like, this is really, really weird that they would do that, where they're using a different earbud model, but it still works for both of these. That's really, really weird. That's weird. Like, I can't believe that I have to just rant for a second. Like, I don't know why they would do that. That just doesn't make any sense to me, that why they would use, that seems extremely lazy to do that. But anyway, let's go down to the call part so I can get out of this section. Obviously, a single press to the green part of the earbud allows you to answer it. Double tap answers it, or double tap hangs up. It's one of the two. Triple tap is, wow. I don't know. I mean, let me tap this. Let me tap to see if I could actually change this. Okay, so you do have the, okay, so the X means that you do nothing with the headset. It means it doesn't have a command. And if you tap it, you can actually switch it to whatever it is that you want. So we're going to ignore that for right now. And you do have the option to make the left earbud or the right earbud do different things or identical things. So that's that for that customization. Wow, I've never seen customization like this. And I'm not going to say it's not difficult to use, but they certainly didn't try to make it more simplistic. Like, you would have to sit down and actually, of course, it does also have a tutorial to show you how to use the headset. I kind of skipped that, so that is my fault. But the point is that you have the option to change any setting in this to whatever it is that you want it to be, whether gaming mode, you can switch between gaming mode and regular mode for that low latency effect. But personally, I'm just going to go ahead and leave that alone. Right here, let's see if this has any software to update. So if you go to the settings, you have compatibility mode. You have the 2000. You came out in 2019 actually. All right, so this is the headset right here. I don't see anything that actually allows me to update the headset. Yeah, I don't see anything that does that, but I'm assuming that it probably does it on its own. So, I mean, that's it for the application. It just basically maps your keys, shows you your battery life, which you can still see in the settings of any Bluetooth. Allows you to change the equalizer in game mode. So it's nothing super special or anything like that. Seems pretty basic, and I kind of wish this section didn't go as this section didn't go as long as it did. But I'll have timestamps in the video so you guys can skip to whatever parts that you want. All right, so right here, I'm going to go ahead and put the earbuds in my ear. As soon as you pop the case open, this is the part that I want to talk about earlier. This is the little music section, audio section, I mean. As soon as you open up the case, these things connect. It'll actually say power on, and it'll let you know that it connected. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead, and I have them in my ear right now. We're going to go ahead and listen to a little bit of music to see how well these things actually sound. So with that being said, let's see, what can I play for you guys so I can tell you how it sounds in real time. Okay. It sounds very, very clear. Like, the music sounds extremely clear, very, very crisp. I'm waiting for the beat to drop. Okay. It doesn't have any crazy bass because it's an open ear design. It doesn't have any rubber earbud tips, but it still does have a nice, it has some decent bass, put it that way. Now, if you're using these, let's say in the subway or around other people, it's not going to drown out the noise of cars and things like that unless you turn it up higher. Right now, let's see what setting I have it on. About a little over half and turn it up. Okay. Okay. It sounds pretty good. See if I can. I don't know. You guys probably can't hear it, but it's a beat that I made. It sounds pretty good. Like it's the quality. I like it. It's not bad. Okay, these headphones sound really, really good. Like that's surprising. Like I never used a Razer headset in terms of earbuds. I have some. Once upon a time, I had their microphones for the PC before I started doing reviews, but I never actually used their headphones. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. I like the quality of the sound. It's very, very clear. It's very, very crisp. Even with older music that I created many, many years ago, it actually sounds exactly the way that I intended to make it. Granted, the bass is much heavier in some other songs that I've done, and you're not going to be able to necessarily feel all the bass when it comes to this headset, because again, it's the open ear design, as you can see, the open ear. So basically, a little greasy, get the grease off. It's basically an open ear design right here. So it's hard. Oh, and also, if you're noticing that the focus is different in the videos, do apologize. I'm using the Samsung A53 5G camera, so I'm going to go ahead and blame that. But what I will say is that, yes, this actually works very, very well in terms of music and sound. I will give it like it's very close, if not clearer than the Anchor 3S. Like I'm going to do a comparison to that. So let me not just say that just yet. I'm going to do a comparison to those two headphones, but it's very, very clear. They did a very good job on the sound itself. I think that's what they intended to do because these are technically gaming headphones, and that's what they're made for. So if you decide to sync these to a PC or a phone or anything like that, that's what they're for. Now, we're talking about call quality. Unfortunately, I didn't do a section of the video with that, but it's actually pretty clear also. It's not Galaxy Bud or EarPod clear, but it's actually very, very clear, and the mics are clear enough where if you decide to do some type of recordings, be it gaming or putting yourself on video or just using these as an audio device, the sound is pretty clear. So they did a very good job of that. I'm very surprised they did a very good job. Not like Razer is a bad company or anything like that, but again, you just don't hear about it all the time. So I guess I'll just hop onto the last section of this video where we kind of talk a little bit more specifications and are these actually worth the price? So at the end of the day, is this headset worth the price? Now, if these were $100 originally, like we talked about before, I would have said no. I would have never paid $100 for these, given the fact that there's such a huge market for headphones that you can use practically any pair for anything. Now, these excel more in call quality than they do in music. Now, music quality is not bad too. I'm not going to say they excel more, but they're made so that you can hear the music. Granted, if you're a professional gamer or anything like that, you're going to want to use a different headset, primarily because loud noises, explosions, and things with these headphones can cause a little bit of headaches and whatnot. For those that were looking for specifications, these are IPX4, so they can take some splash and water. You can go to the gym with them, though they'll probably fall out of your ear with all the jumping and shaking, unless you use the rubber tips on them. They are Bluetooth 5.0 with the auto pairing. It did take a second for it to pair, but you finally saw that. And, the lastly section I'm going to say is, again, for $39, yes, they are 1,000% worth it, especially online. You have a name brand headset with decent sound, with decent call quality, average battery life. I'm not impressed with that, but, you probably will have to charge them every day if you're a heavy user, or you'll probably have to bring a cell phone charger with you. If you're an Android user and you're using a C cable, you're already covered. If you're an Apple user, sorry guys, you got to carry an extra cable. They're not bad. They're not horrible. It's not like I'm going to go out there and say, yes, I would buy these, really look for these. No, because one, they're 2 years old. Wait, what year is it? No, I'm wrong. My math is off. They came out 2019. They're 3 years old. So I don't know the official release date and month, but let's just say they're 3 years old based on the date. I don't mind using older headphones primarily because headphones age differently than phones. Phones you can't use after a certain amount of years. Headphones, the quality of sound is not going to magically go anywhere unless you use it over time and it just degrades and the headset breaks down. But again, for the price I paid, which was $20, yes, I suggest them. $39, absolutely, because they're going to beat out. If you prefer that open ear bud option and you don't want the rubber earbud tips, yes, these aren't bad at all. And they really are they outpace a lot of the headphones in the category. I'll be honest with you, even being 3 years old, they outpace a lot of the headphones. That's why I said I'm going to do a comparison with the Life Note 3S, because those are much newer headphones, but these are 3 years old and this can still give it a run for its money. Might even beat it out. Who knows? But with that being said, that's the review. Hopefully you guys like this headset. If you find it for cheap, you can find it on Amazon, you can find it on eBay. There's many places you can find these for probably under $40 because they're old. And it's not like it was a super popular headset that sold very, very well. It's more of a situation where, you know what, they made them. Some people bought them, some people didn't, because the market value dropped and now they're cheaper. That's about it. Anyhow, with that being said, I will see you guys in the next video.